So are you like me and millions of people and you have or had low back pain? Well, there's typically two types of low back pain. There's forward bending or flexion intolerant low back pain, and then there's backward bending or extension intolerant back pain. If you are flexion intolerant, you're typically going to have more pain when you sit and drive, and you're going to feel better when you walk. Now, if those are your sets of symptoms, go back and watch my previous video, and we're going to help you get rid of that. Now, if you're the type of person that tends to feel better when you sit and worse when you stand and walk, you may have extension intolerant type back pain. Follow along, I'm going to show you how to get rid of it so you can get better, not older. So most people that feel worse in their lower back when they walk is because they're defaulting into what we call a lower crossed or a hyperlordotic lumbar posture. This puts a lot of pressure on the low back joints, which are called the facets. It's super easy to fix. Watch this. So if you're stuck in this position, or if you're just standing and you have pain, all I want you to do is squeeze your butt. Don't worry about doing a full pelvic tilt, okay? Just squeeze your butt. That puts you into relative pelvic neutral. Now, lock your core down by pulling your ribs down. Don't flex, but just drop your core down, nice intra-abdominal pressure. Now you're in neutral. So if you're standing, just waiting in line or at a sports event, all you've got to do is get into this posture. Your pain's gonna go right away. Nobody's gonna know you're doing it. Now, if you have to walk, you obviously have to let go your glutes or you're gonna waddle like a penguin. But if you keep your core tight, keep those ribs down, you've now taken your spine out of extension, put it back into neutral. This is where you live when you walk and when you exercise. So once you've got that down, I want you to get a band and I want you to get on the ground on your back, and we're gonna learn how to coordinate that intra-abdominal pressure with leg movement. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this band and we're gonna put it at the bottom of the thoracic spine, which is basically where your ribs meet your lower back. I want you to keep a soft arch in your back. I don't want you to completely flatten it. Now, what we're gonna do is get intra-abdominal pressure by dropping the ribs down. Again, not flattening the spine, dropping the ribs down. Intra-abdominal pressure is pressure all the way around. Now, I will know I'm in the right position by the fact that I cannot pull this band out from underneath me. Now, what I'm gonna do is keep that pressure, and I'm basically just gonna do some taps, just like I'm walking. So this is a very rudimentary dying bug. Now, the idea here is training my brain to hold my spine in that neutral position so I don't default into that hyperextension and that band comes out. Okay, now the second exercise is, let's move that band up your spine a little bit so it's just underneath your shoulder blades. Now we're gonna do that same setup. Intra-abdominal pressure, ribs come down. Try to think tightness all the way around. Now we're gonna do a bridge. You can use a band around your knees or not. And all we're gonna do is train the brain to hold your spine in this position so it's neutral, not extended, while we do some glute activation. So it's intra-abdominal pressure, ribs down, keep everything tight, knees apart, activate the glutes, come on up. And then we're gonna repeat until we get fatigued. So let me show you a really quick move to relieve some of that lower extension pain that's in your back. Basically what we want to do is we want to get things moving up here in what's called the thoracolumbar junction. It's where the thoracic spine meets the upper lumbar spine. So what I like to do is get on this bench, but you can do this on a couch or a bed at your house. So find the rail of the bench and put that right on that thoracolumbar junction. Now what I want you to do is I want you to drop your hips down just a little bit till you feel that stretch. Now, we don't want to overextend the lower back because you're already too extended there. So let's create a little intra-abdominal pressure. And then all I'm going to do from this position is I'm going to lean my upper body backwards to create movement in through that lower thoracic spine so I can distribute that extension force up the spine. This is going to give you really quick relief so you can get better, not older. So now that we've mastered those two positions, on the ground and standing, we have to apply them to when we're walking, exercising, and other activities of daily living. So again, before we initiate a walk, okay, it's a little bit of a butt squeeze, intra-abdominal pressure, keep the ribs down, go for your walk, and do your exercise so you can get better, not older. So if you follow those steps, do them a couple of times a day for 2 to 3 sets each, you're gonna start feeling better really quickly. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at Hey Dr. Rob, and as always, get better, not older.